Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Pickens County Board of County Commissioners regular session on Wednesday, September 22nd. I'm Kelly McNicholas Curry, the board chair. Also in the room with me is Vice Chair Patty Clapper, Commissioner Steve Child, and joining us from home is Commissioner Greg Poshman. Commissioner Francie Jacober is on a committee for the wolf reintroduction, and that group has a conflict, so she is attending that today. And with that, I will turn to John Peacock, County Manager, joining us on Zoom for any additions or deletions to the agenda.
Thanks, Kelly. We do not have any additions or deletions to the agenda today.
Okay, great. Then I will go to public comment. We do not have anyone who has joined us in the room. Let's see if there's anyone on Zoom. I think Dale is here for a later item. Okay, we'll give it a minute here if any folks from home want to join us on Zoom or call in for public comment to the board for items that are not listed for a public hearing today. I think Dale's joining us for exec, so he's probably just watching. All right, that's how long you should be washing your hands. I will go ahead and close the public comment for today and turn to any commissioner comments. Patty.
Yes, I should have made this announcement yesterday at our work session, but yesterday, September 21st, was my grandson James Williams' 6th birthday. So I failed to wish him a happy birthday yesterday. Well, I did on a text message to his dad, but I want to wish my grandson Jamesy boy a very, very happy 6th birthday and good luck in kindergarten, buddy.
Happy birthday to James. Steve.
Oh, I don't have to turn on, I don't have to unmute myself. I'm like
His
looking
hands
around,
are.
where's the mute? The COVID virus is still with us. We got a phone call last night from two friends who were going to get married this Saturday in Ashcroft and have their dinner and dance at the Pine Creek Cookhouse. And they both have come down with COVID.
Oh, no.
They think they picked it up at a big music event in Aspen. And they had to cancel their wedding, and they don't get much of their deposited money back or anything. So it's really sad for them. I use this as an example to urge people to take all precautions still, whether you've been vaccinated or not, to wear a mask when you're indoors in a group of people in public places, to wash your hands frequently. Don't just wash them for 3 seconds, but with soap and water for as long as it takes to sing happy birthday. And if you are not vaccinated, please get vaccinated. The largest majority of people going into hospitals across the country with COVID are unvaccinated people. Those who are vaccinated having breakthrough cases or having generally much more milder cases and do not have to go to the hospital. Occasionally there is somebody who has a more severe case, but it's very rare. So I hope you can all stay healthy, and please take care of yourself and your family and friends and neighbors.
Thanks, Steve. I'm so sorry for your friends.
I know, that's so sad. I had 2 friends that tested positive after going to a large music event here in town. That was different friends.
Greg, Greg, I see your hand. Go ahead.
Hi, thank you. I'll lower my hand here. I'm learning to use the electronic hand, which is great. On a similar note regarding COVID, I had a friend who's a doctor who called me distraught because she had an individual expiring in her ER who insisted that COVID wasn't real, and he was on a ventilator, and I think he's gone now. And this is about a week ago. And I also know people who were at a big music event in Aspen, and I think that was the largest peak event for COVID we've had in the last year, as I understand from our epidemiologists. So yes, it's very real. Today, I was up at our VAX clinic. I went up to volunteer, but they didn't get as many doses as they thought they were going to have in, so they didn't really need me. And quite honestly, they don't let me give shots anyway, so I'm kind of useless to them. So they let me go early. But there's a mobile VAX clinic today up at Snowmass, pop-up clinic at the Snowmass Rec Center, and they will be there until till they just closed just now. But they're going to be open Monday, September 27th at the Astor Ballroom in Dean Street. Is that at the St. Regis?
I think it might be the Hyatt.
Another pop-up clinic. The Hyatt, the Astor Ballroom at the Hyatt. Yeah, 315 East Dean, so maybe that's the Hyatt. And they will be giving Johnson & Johnson and Pfizer. And stay tuned. They told me that they're expecting updates any minute from the CDC regarding, whatever the next update around boosters or age limits is coming down fairly quickly. So that's it for the COVID. On the environmental front, if I could very briefly share that an edict, not an edict, but a challenge has come down. The UK and the Netherlands are challenging the US and China to ditch gasoline cars and get electric by 2035. And other interesting news is that large luxury home builders in California are now including solar in all their new homes. So we're seeing actual progress and movement on the climate front. And it's happening here too as well. I think we're going to have some interesting things to look to from CORE coming up. I've talked about them, and I'll give another report soon on CORE. The last thing is, this time of year is when the farmers start thinking about next year and getting ready. They're organizing, buying seed crop, things like that. And Lift Up has a farm-to-food pantry program, which has been expanded dramatically as they've reorganized this year. And I've been helping them. And they have a challenge program going now. We're looking for donors who can meet a challenge match. I think they're trying to raise about $300,000 a year for the farm-to-food pantry program. And we have a challenge match. So anybody puts in a buck is going to get matched for $1. And it's already off and rolling. And that's really exciting. They'll be able to pay the farmers to get ready for next year and place orders for food. We'll have fresh produce on the table in the Valley next summer. So working on that as well. That's where I've been in meetings on that today too. So that's the report from me, and I'm sorry I'm not with you all, but I simply couldn't get from that meeting to this one in time. Thanks.
Can I?
All right, thanks, Greg. Yeah, Patty, go ahead.
I want to add one other thing. There is a fundraiser for a young man who grew up here in the Valley. He's an amazing skier. His name is Bridger Guile. There's a fundraiser, I believe it's Monday at Gorsuch Cafe. I believe it's from 4 to 6. So please, people, come out. You can also donate. There's a website. It was in the paper, I believe, yesterday. If you need any more information, Gorsuch Cafe will have all the info. It's Monday, I think it's from 4 to 6. So please, let's come out and support Bridger. He's an amazing young man, and we want to see him go all the way to gold. That would be terrific.
Can I add something to that?
Yeah.
I've known Bridger, and I actually filmed him back in my TV career. I filmed him skiing Highlands Bowl when I think he was either 6 or 7. And this little kid was just ripping Highlands Bowl back then. So I've known him and have him on tape from that long ago. And it's so exciting to see him on World Cup. And we're rooting for him.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool kid. His dad is one of our best friends, so we've known little Bridger since he was a little Bridger.
That's awesome. Cool. Any others? All right. I will draw some attention to an event that is happening currently. It's an exhibition at the Aspen Chapel Gallery called the Our Lands exhibit. And this was a collection of artists who have, in partnership with AVLT, the Aspen Valley Land Trust, artists who have painted landscapes around our beautiful valley, and those are all for viewing and for sale at the Aspen Chapel through October 2nd. And that gallery is open from 10 to 5 every day, so I would encourage the public to go check it out. And then also I want to promote an event to celebrate the Crystal River, which is scheduled for October 9th, starting at 3 o'clock up at the Marble Town Park. And as many know, the Pickens County Board of County Commissioners is supporting a wild and scenic river designation for the Crystal River from the headwaters 40 miles down to the Sweet Jessup Ditch Diversion, which is below where Avalanche Ranch is, to kind of put it on a road demarcation. So we're supporting that, and we encourage the community to learn more about the Crystal River and to enjoy the beautiful headwaters area of it up in Marble on October 9th. So those are my announcements. Any others? Steve?
One other event, this Friday afternoon at Sopers Park in Carbondale, Wilderness Workshop is holding like a fall party. I don't know the official name of it, but there will be live music, one featuring Natalie Spears, who has been coming here for years, a good friend of ours, and Lizzie Plotkin, who is her partner in playing. Lizzie lives over by Gunnison. And Ballet Folklorica is performing, and one other group, I don't recall their name. It's from 5 o'clock till 9 o'clock, Sopers Park on Friday.
Cool. Thank you. Okay. Anything else, Board? All right, with that, let's turn to our work agenda. We have on our consent agenda the minutes of September 8th. Does anyone have a motion or wish to pull it for discussion? Steve?
I'll move to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Greg. Any further discussion on the minutes? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Aye.
Thank you. Moving on to individual consideration items. These are first readings, which will be set for public hearing on October 13th. And I'll welcome David Pesnichek up with us to discuss the resolution of the BOCC approving an intergovernmental agreement with the Colorado Department of Transportation for elected official transportation committees funding approved by the EOTC on July 29th to complete the reconstruction of the Maroon Creek Roundabout. Hi, David. We've talked about this a lot. Yeah. Go ahead. Give us an overview of what we're doing.
All right. I'm Dave Pesnichek, Regional Transportation Administrator. Yeah, I believe that you guys are pretty familiar with this project at this point. It's been presented to you many times over. For the listening audience, is a little bit of an overview. This is an IGA between CDOT and Pickens County for $271,000 to authorize CDOT to receive those funds that were approved by the EOTC on July 29th, 2021. To date, the Town of Snowmass Village and the City of Aspen have both signed resolutions authorizing those funds to be expended from the Transit Sales and Use Tax Fund. This is also running concurrently with a third quarter budget supplemental that you'll be seeing on second reading later on this afternoon. So we're getting everything in place to be able to move forward with this funding going to CDOT for this project. Generally, this project is to replace the asphalt with concrete to make the infrastructure more resilient and to make some geometric changes that should improve the efficiency of the roundabout.
All right. Any questions for David?
I have a question.
Yes, Patty.
Is this only one read?
This is a 2-read, so recommend scheduling for second reading on October 13th.
Okay. Because I just read the thing, approve resolution on first reading. I'm like, and move it to second reading.
Right.
Any other questions for David? All right, seeing none, I will look for a motion. Steve?
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution of the BOCC approving an intergovernmental agreement with CDOT regarding the reconstruction of the Maroon Creek Roundabout.
Thank you, Steve.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Greg. Any further discussion? Okay, the public will have an opportunity to comment on this at a public hearing on October 13th. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay, thank you. Thank you, David. Nice
Thank
to
you.
see you.
Nice
too.
to see you.
Number 3, agenda item number 3, the resolution of the BOCC of Picken County approving the second amendment to the intergovernmental agreement regarding the Central Mountains Regional Emergency and Trauma Advisory Council. And Jeanette is listed, but I don't see her on here with us today. Is the other staff going to present?
Yeah, so Kelly, Jeanette is having some computer challenges.
Okay.
And so we do have Richard Cornelius should be on with us.
Yes.
See if Richard
him.
is here. And I believe Richard was going to open this up and hand over to Sarah.
Okay, sounds great. Hi, Richard. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, everyone. Hi, my name is Richard Cornelius. I'm with Roaring Fork Fire Rescue Authority, currently the chair of the Picken County Emergency Medical Trauma Advisory Council, and serving on the executive board of the Central Mountains Regional Emergency Trauma Advisory Council. I'm joined with Sarah Weatheridge. She's the executive director of the Central Mountains Regional Emergency Medical Trauma Advisory Council. And we would like to present today the second amendment to the intergovernmental agreement regarding the Central Mountains Regional Emergency Medical and Trauma Advisory Council. I would like to turn this over to Sarah Weatheridge so she can do a quick presentation covering the IGA. Thank you.
Okay.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the introduction, Richard. Again, my name is Sarah Weatheridge. I'm the executive director for the Central Mountains RETAC. I was given the opportunity to briefly present to you. If I may share my screen.
Sure, let's make sure you have permissions. Okay, you should be able to go ahead, Sarah.
Okay, do you see my screen?
Yes,
Yep.
we do.
Great, thank you. So I wanted to take the opportunity to just briefly tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do. So thank you for this time today. So we are, as Richard mentioned, the Central Mountains Regional Emergency and EMS Trauma Advisory Council. We are authorized by state statute to provide a coordinated approach to EMS and trauma care. We are funded by CDPHE and specifically the Emergency and Trauma Services branch. The reason I have a little license plate there is because $2 for every motorized vehicle goes into the EMTS branch bucket, and part of that funds the RETACs and also a pretty large grant program. In the Central Mountains, we work with all ambulance services and trauma centers in the region, and we provide support, education, coordination, and technical assistance. We are governed by an 18-member board, 3 per county. In Picken County specifically, our board members are Gabe Musing from Aspen Ambulance, Karen Macheko from Aspen Valley Hospital. She's the trauma program manager, and then Richard Cornelius, who just introduced himself. This is a state map of all the RETACs. There are 11 in the state. You can see we're right in the middle. There's a little more zoomed in views, and we work with all the mountain counties, Eagle, Summit, Picken, Lake, Chaffee, and Park, and I'm here today to update that IGA between those 6 counties. Our specific mission is to promote and sustain exceptional healthcare, education, and prevention programs for the providers, citizens, and visitors of our region. We are guided by a biennial plan, and our current 5 goals include communication, regional medical direction, injury prevention, education, and behavioral health. And I'll highlight just a couple examples of what we do. We host an annual regional medical direction conference. We also are very proud to announce that we recently hired a regional medical director, Dr. Sam Smith, who's been very engaged with our region. We provide education to our trauma folks with an annual trauma conference. We regionally were, I believe, the first in the state to have every agency participate in a cardiac arrest registry to enhance survival, and that allows us to identify some things like patient outcomes for those who have arrested in our region and throughout the state. And then we have an extremely robust injury prevention program. We focus on skier safety, stop the bleed, think first, and teen traffic safety. For the past 10 years, we've been hosting a seatbelt challenge in our region. This is regional data, and I'll show you Pickens in just one moment. In the fall of 2011, we initiated seatbelt counts. We went out to the schools and manually, with a pencil and paper, counted who's wearing a seatbelt or not. So it's just an observational study. And at that time, our whole region was at a rate of 70%. And I'm proud to say that we're nearly at 90%. We're missing 2020 data for obvious reasons. Here's Pitkin, and I apologize that there aren't data labels on this, but the fall of 19, Pitkin County seatbelt usage at high schools was at 88%. And then if you look back regionally, we were at 90 or 89% at that time, so just slightly below our full regional average, but still you can see great improvements, which is pretty exciting. And then I think lastly, we recently started a region-wide Think First chapter, and Think First is an organization that provides education to prevent brain and spinal cord injuries through education, research, and advocacy. And we are happy to say that Aspen Valley Hospital has participated in that, and Dr. Roseberry has stepped up to be the medical director for that project. Just briefly, for the county's role, we're here today to request signature for the IGA. And then the county defines our board membership, which I already mentioned through a resolution, and then, as you know, provides ambulance licensure. And that concludes my presentation. Just a little bit more about what we're requesting today. This IGA has not been updated since 2003, and really the changes just reflect what we are doing currently. We're a 501c3, and it just talks about the timelines that are a little bit more applicable to what we're currently doing. And I did provide a summary, I believe, in your packet there. So thanks for your time today, and I'm happy to stand for any questions.
Okay, questions for Sarah or Richard? Patty, and then Steve.
Yeah, Sarah, Richard, thank you. And I think Richard is owed a congratulations. Didn't you just get a new job? Congratulations. Yeah.
Yes, I was recently promoted.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You know, I told Scott it was about time. So, but yeah, congratulations. I think this is interesting that this issue is coming before us at this time because of COVID. We've been talking about the RETAC a long time. What counties are in it? You know, it's so confusing because all of our, different organizations have different counties that make up the membership. So this was very, very good information to provide to the board outside of the fact that we needed to update the IGA. It's been a long time. So thank you for bringing it forward to us. And I don't see anything that'll prevent the Board of Commissioners from moving this along for you.
All right, thanks, Patty. Steve.
So I'm totally in favor of this. This is a really good way for the counties in our region to cooperate. On our resolution, I think I found some things that need editing in the whereases, in the fifth and sixth whereases, and also in the therefore be it resolved of our resolution. Chaffee County was omitted. They're included in all the other whereases, but there were 3 places where they're not included in the list, which I believe is just an oversight. Maybe there is some reason why that county was not included, but I think it's probably just an oversight.
Thanks, Steve. Sarah, did you want to reply?
Yes, I apologize for that. I missed that. That's a great catch and just an oversight.
Good catch,
Okay.
Steve.
So ordinarily we would just move this along on first reading and see the amended version come back for second reading. Sarah, is generally how we would handle that.
Do I need to provide an edited version for you, and can you specify what page that's on?
Sure. John, I'm looking to you because I don't know if, since Jeanette isn't here, would we ordinarily make those changes for our packet?
Sarah, I think you are the originator of the document. Is that correct? So we probably need you to make that amendment and send it on. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Greg.
So can I make a motion to approve it on first reading as amended?
Sounds good. Is there a second?
I will second.
Patty beat you to it, Steve.
I'm trying to stay out of those today and see if you guys could do it without me, but.
Okay, any further discussion on this resolution, which we will see again for second reading and public hearing on October 13th? Okay, seeing no further discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
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 All right, thank you all. Thank you,
Thanks.
Sarah.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Richard. Thanks, Sarah.
Richard. Appreciate you both.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for your time.
Okay, moving to agenda item number 4, a resolution of the BOCC approving a grant agreement with Colorado Department of Transportation Aeronautical Board, Division of Aeronautics, to assist in the funding of an operations internship at the Aspen-Picken County Airport. And we have our airport director, Dan Bartholomew, with us. Hi.
Good morning, or good afternoon, I'm sorry. Well, thank you very much, and good afternoon to everybody. Dan Bartholomew, Airport Director, Aspen-Picken County Airport. Here this afternoon to request your approval to accept a matching Colorado Department of Transportation Bureau of Aeronautics grant for our internship program, which we have at the airport, which allows an individual that is in studying some type of aviation-related degree, such as aviation management, to work at our airport for a period of time to gain experience. Colorado Department of Transportation will pay for 50% of the cost of that intern in the amount of, the grant is in the amount of $14,400. I believe it may be a typo on the resolution itself. I believe it says $14,000. So that may need to get amended. But this is in acceptance of that, and the county will, the airport fund covers the remainder or matching fund of also $14,400.
Okay, thank you, Dan. Any questions for Dan? Steve? Then
Dan?
Greg?
Dan, does this provide for one intern for us? Could you describe sort of our history with having the interns come here and what they do when they are being interns at the airport?
Yes, sir. I surely can. The intern typically will spend between 9 and 12 months at the airport. In the past, we've had a 9-month intern to correspond with their school year. However, we're looking at extending that to a 12-month period. And it's usually one individual that we choose through an application type process. This individual will do all general type of airport operations work at the airport. They shadow individuals and actually perform specific projects that we may assign to them. We also make sure they are assigned to shadow other individuals within the department as well, so that they can have additional exposure to various job types and various experiences while they're here.
Okay, and while they are here, what sort of housing do they occupy?
Usually they tend to need to acquire their own housing of sorts. That has been an issue, I'll be honest, with actually acquiring interns. This year we did have an intern that we were trying to bring on board. They had a decline due to the housing issue. I believe another one that we do have now was able to find housing in the area. So that has been, I guess, remedied for the time being.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Greg, did you have your hand?
Great. Yeah. Thank you. I was thinking about the housing as well, and I was reminded of the guy who lived at the Paris airport for a couple of years and just slept on benches, and I hope that's not the fate of the intern. But I can imagine the intern being sent out to deal with the really difficult customers. That's good. A good experience. You push them out into the front of the. Anyway, I think it's great you've got an intern program, and I hope we can help keep it going. Regarding the contract, it all looked okay to me, and I whenever I see money coming to us from an entity outside, I went, okay, are there any other strings attached that we should know about that I may not have detected? But this looks pretty straightforward.
This one is very straightforward. Yes, sir. It's the only string attached is we need to match the funds.
Got it. Well, if we're ready, Kelly, I'd make a motion that we approve the grant agreement with Colorado Department of Transportation Aeronautical Board to assist in the funding of airport operations internships with the Aspen-Pitkin County Airport, amended to reflect the $14,400 matching grant.
Thank you, Greg.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Steve. I did have a question, Dan. Is this a college internship? What are the criteria for an intern to apply?
Yes, this is a college intern. It's typically an individual that is seeking a degree in, let's say, aviation management or similar. I do not know the actual school this individual is coming from. Typically, it's one from the Denver area. Is typically who comes up here, but we're open to any applicant from any aviation program around the country.
Okay, great, thank you. Any further questions or discussion? All right, this will also be heard again at a public hearing on October 13th. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All right, thank you very much. Thanks, Dan.
Moving
Thank you.
along here,
Moving along. All right, now let's move on to our sole public hearing of the day. We have our third quarter budget supplemental resolution, and we have our budget director here, Connie Baker, to present. Hi, Connie.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
What's on here?
This resolution for third quarter supplemental request will increase the county's 2021 budgeted expenditures by $1,142,934, offset by $465,996 in revenue, for a net increase of $676,938. Included in the resolution is a contribution to the West Cypress Fire Station for $150,000. Request from the airport for an elevator replacement at the Airport Operations Center. Change in accounting for management fees, which brings an increase in both revenues and expenditures for a net zero. And coronavirus relief grants, concessionaire pass-through grants, again a net zero. Then in the Transit Sales and Use Tax Fund and Road and Bridge Fund, there are contributions to the 2022 Maroon Creek Roundabout reconstruction. There is a loan from the General Fund to Redstone Ranch General Road Improvement District, and this is for road maintenance. Then there are 3 ongoing positions, one in the Solid Waste Center for a heavy equipment operator for a new face of the landfill. And then in the General Fund Manager's Office, a resiliency coordinator, which will be primarily focused on the housing issue, and then also a clerk to the board. Any questions on the budget supplemental request?
I'm not seeing any, Connie. All right, this is a public hearing, so I will go ahead and open the hearing for public comment. If any members of the public wish to comment on this third quarter budget supplemental, please join us on Zoom or call in now. And I will give it a few seconds here. Okay. I am not seeing any members of the public who wish to comment on this, so I will close the public hearing and bring it back to the board. Rich, did you have a question?
Yes, thank you, Kelly. Connie, I was going to ask, the Roaring Fork Fire District, was that part of the supplemental?
Yes, the West Cypress Fire Station.
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed that. My fault. Thank you.
All right, I had to look for it too, Rich, so thank you.
Well, thanks for making me feel better, Kelly.
All right, any other discussion from the board? Otherwise, I'll look for a motion.
I will make a motion to approve resolution providing supplemental appropriations for the 2021 budget, amending the 2021 budget third quarter.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Steve. Any
Thank you,
further
Connie.
discussion? Okay, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay, thanks Connie for all your work.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Connie.
All right, so our final item on the agenda today, a land use action. The Charlene Gloria Revocable Trust requesting removal of affordable dwelling unit deed restriction. I understand this is an applicant request to continue, and the date scheduled for that is October 13th. John Ely, is there any additional information we need to know?
Nope.
Okay. I'll look for a motion to continue, please. Steve?
And I believe this is not a public hearing, isn't that correct? From previous times we
That's my understanding. John?
continued it.
That's correct.
That's
Okay, so I'll make a motion to continue the Charlene Gloria Revocable Trust removal of affordable dwelling unit deed restriction to be continued on October 13th, 2021.
Okay, thank you, Steve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Patty. Any further discussion? Greg? Yes.
I keep seeing that. Yeah, thank you. I'm worried about October 13th is all, because I know that's going to be a busy, long day,
Yeah.
and I keep seeing things pushed to the 13th of October. So I'm hoping this doesn't push us over the top, and that we can keep the work lighter for all the new stuff that's coming in, if any more new stuff is coming in. But that's all.
I share your concern, Greg, and Patty and I will keep our eye on that agenda. Okay. Any other discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor of continuing this item to the 13th, please say aye. Aye?
Aye?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. All right, and let me pull up our item for special session.
Do we have open discussion?
Oh, we should have open discussion, yes. Is there any open discussion items, John Peacock?
I do not have any for you today.
Okay, any from the board? Okay, I'm not seeing any items for open discussion. And so with that, I will request a motion to convene executive session this afternoon for the purposes of discussion of several items. Rock Creek litigation, discussion with counsel pursuant to Colorado Revised Statutes 24-6-4024B. Housing acquisition, discussion of negotiation with property owner pursuant to Colorado Revised Statutes 24-6-4024A and E. The sale of the Cougar Canyon property pursuant to Revised Statutes 24-6-4024A and B. And open space acquisition, negotiation of a potential purchase, discussion with counsel pursuant to Colorado Revised Statutes 24-6-4024A and B. And before I ask for a motion for that, John, do we need to adjourn this meeting to go into executive session?
Well, Kelly, we're fine. We're going into it as part of the regular meeting.
Okay, so I'll look for a motion to go into exec for the purposes I read.
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second?
Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Steve. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay, and with that, thank you to members of the public for joining us today, and we will see you next Tuesday. Thank you to Andrew from BITS for an IT and to Grassroots.
And thank you, Kelly, for running a smooth 40-minute meeting.
All
Almost
right,
40-minute
it's a
meeting.
record.
Yeah, that was a quick one. Good job. Well done. So we're not logging off to a new link, or are we?